Hello everyone, and welcome to a 1v1 in Planetary Annihilation. This game I'm going to be bringing you is versus Melis. And you will get to see the spearhead, is what I'm calling that build, go up a little bit better of a player who's able to defend a little bit and then go into extreme turtle mode. And you'll get to see how I'm able to break the turtle over time. So going to the shift queue, you already know the build if you've watched the previous spearhead tutorial. I'm pushing shift and I'm not seeing his queue. So he's going 4 metals, an energy, and then straight into a vehicle factory and another energy. Going into fabrication vehicles out of the factory. My energy storage is just now completing. Here comes the first bot factory. He's got engineers coming out of his vehicle factory, going into energy storage right away. Two energy storages. Cool. Going down into another vehicle factory. My third vehicle factory is almost finished. And you'll see in this build my commander gets stuck somewhere in here, and it takes me a while to notice. So that makes it less potent when your commander gets stuck. He's got 3 assisting. Going into his third energy storage. That's a lot of storage going up. Here comes the metal storage. I wonder if he's able to fill these. But if you're going to turtle, a bunch of storage is the way to keep your income positive in a tight space. If you let your opponent expand everywhere. So I scout him. Go ahead and start putting the planes on patrol patterns around his base. I see this outlying expansion attempt trying to go up. He's got a bunch of fabrication vehicles. Here comes the initial harassment. First vehicle is a fabrication vehicle, and it'll be followed up with tanks, ants. Already starting to throw defenses up along the soon-to-be front. I'm going to pick off the outer expansion metal. And this, we'll see if this evens us up on metals. I noticed the workers. I'm trying to send some of them after the worker and then some of them after the metal, because I don't want him to build metal way out on the other side of the planet. I'm not going to let him go if I can allow it. And I'm able to hunt down the fabrication vehicle that Melis is using. Try to come in and harass, but he's got too many factories, so I have to back out for the moment. And I'm going to send some to harass some metal over here, and not keeping track of it, I lose it. Try to poke in on the backside. His commander's there, so I'm just going to run by the commander and go after his other metal producing structures and fibers. Keeping some bots over here to try to keep him contained. He's losing some metal on this harassment and is forcing his army this way. So I went in a little too early, I think. But I'm able to harass from multiple sides. Continuing unit production, continuing the harassment, trying to harass as much as possible on multiple fronts. He's slowly starting to allocate a defense against my harassment. And this storage is probably filling up. But I'm able to scout a set of fabbers over here, trying to build some defenses and possibly some economy. So I run in after the fabrication vehicles and pick up those free kills. Starting to gather an ant force at the front. I can't push in here because with these walls his army will beat mine. But I'm trying to limit his expansion attempts while continuing to expand on my own. The build's a little delayed because the commander got stuck somewhere over here for a little while. Continuing to expand myself. Got the one making fabbers constantly. Scouting his base, looking for expansion attempts. Going into tier 2, 1 or 2, and your second set of 8, tier 2. I'm a little late on tier 2. If you look up here at the economy, I should have done it a little earlier. My energy's diving, so I start pulling guys off of metal over here to make that energy go back up. So I kind of try to pull his army over here with these bots, and then I'm going to go into the front with these ants and bots. Able to pick up some fabrication vehicle kills. Then I'm just running in here after the economy, trying to put him more behind economically than what my outlying harassment efforts have thus yielded. The bots, I'm running back and forth along the energy line to try to take out as much energy as I can. Now, after the push has done its damage, I fall back and start gathering my forces in preparation for a counterattack. Multiple tier 2 structures going up. I miss... Nope, not done yet. Multiple levels of scouting. These guys should be patrolling to give me a heads up if he's going to try to backstab me. Because once again, the distances between our 6 o'clock is greater than if I were to move these units to my 6 o'clock. Constantly making workers. I should be building a lot of stuff now and trying to drag this income down. Go ahead and fast forward it again because we both go kind of into a little macro mode. Got T2 bots getting in the mix, and since I'm scouting so much heavy defenses, I'm mixing in shellers to help take out the defenses. Going into tier 2 energy. Continuing to produce unit producing structures, units, and energy. Trying to stay on top of my scouting. I got the different tiers going back and forth now to know if he's going to come at the 6 o'clock. This gives me multiple layers of scouting to my flanks and back of my base. Just getting the army up front, preparing to receive his army if he decides to push. He's going crazy with the walls and turrets. Going into Uber turtle mode. So since he's going into Uber turtle mode, we look at my shift queue. I'm gonna throw up some turrets at my flanks and then go into nukes with just a bunch of workers assisting the nukes. And the nukes are to help break the defensive lines. Trying to do some more economic damage, come in with an army, do some microing with it, just run into all kinds of turrets over here like a goober. Trade the army sizes down and go ahead and pull out. Some ants got stuck in a crater, unfortunately. Went in, harassed his internal economy, came back out. Because I don't want to lose everything and then allow him to counterattack into me. Nukes going, a bunch of fabricators assisting it, continuing to up the sheller count, the T2 bot count, the fighters, the bombers, the ants, and the T1 bots. My metal's pretty negative, so I'm starting to expand closer in towards his base. Because if he's not going to scout back here or come back here, I'm going to take all the metal I can from him. And I'm going to start sweeping across the planet this way. So I'm posturing my army to get ready to attack. Whenever that nuke finishes, I scout his try to find a key location to nuke, take out some defenses, hurt the commander, make him lose half of his army, push in with the large force through the hole I created. He's trying to gather his army by these defenses, but I'm just going to avoid the defenses and come in this hole that I've created with my nuke and further try to harass his economy. I dance in and out, get his army to come attack me and then back up, nuke again, try to nuke some more of these defenses. Just trying to eat the heart of his base out without losing too many forces on all these defenses. Using shellers, levelers, tier 2 bots, tier 1 bots, ants, bombers, and fighters to as my unit composition with nukes mixed in. And I nuke him again, create another hole in the defenses, and now I'm going to push through the holes I've created to come further into his economic lines, and he surrenders and realizes the game is over. So he was a rather strong turtle style player, but as you can see, when you turtle that hard, you totally give up on a bunch of metal and room to be building energy and unit producing structures. And yes, I couldn't kill him because he was turtling so hard, but I could just try to take as much of the rest of the map as I could while getting to nukes and nuking holes in his defense. And you could say, yeah, well, he could just build anti-nukes. The thing is he can't build as many anti-nukes as I can build nukes, simply because he doesn't have the economy to fund it. And then you could just start crawling catapults towards him to take down those defenses. But I was just trying to punch quicker holes into the defenses to get in there with the armies I've been creating throughout the game, instead of waiting on the catapults to slowly crawl forward. So that was a decent game versus a solid turtle style player, and the build wasn't run as smoothly as I've run it in previous versions, but it did its job. Led me to victory. Thanks for watching, guys, and I hope you come back and see us. We are in the works of creating different builds, and as soon as we get them optimized to this style of efficiency, we will be bringing them to you guys. I hope this helps you win more of your games, and whichever games you choose